Piangorangora we. Talon MP or your ex-convict to Australia. First, so a creative opportunity ama sadness for me demonstration. But what were they doing? They were in parliament and they were fooling 1,400 difference. Me say 30 MPs America. Nobody won their seat with 10,000 votes. None of them go back to parliament. Me the omo chire sa eye dwabe not for munipa we ende na ogina ho ne 250 adan ya ye ntia ase
abusia Kevin Tailor amfa NPP MPs ehun anchomo ni na ye endroada DC ewo parliament of Ghana efa pandai rerun election ye because we ehun na ohwe de ndre course of parliament na efa bim no. In fact, a nguasia kesia pa de ma ye Parliament of Ghana. Na when a Kevin Tailor one yedin one fa MPP MPs who anyedin anchomo. In fact, wa blastomo left and right, especially after your mark in Ninia Kitwa. Another pray. Yebeko yakwa kuti nsani bi na mesro so do comment betum na be like idumadi na wahye na foforo enye bi ahwe yakoba ibeto aso ediamo hanom eyle number 1 authentic platform negative yenko ni nkuti nsema Kevin Bodu Tailor editu etwa nubi.
But colleagues no more the other side, and when you people went into parliament, now we reading with speech, you said everything you want to say. Most of them say a redraw letter now if you ban say or say rerun the course no. So Parliament of Ghana, maybe a shembra and no one emrano. It allowed you and your group to say whatever you want to say. In fact, about 10-page document. Your leader today, Anodompre, read everything. And now, journalist Ibusan say, now, per practice no, at the internet say, Oti kebima min kebimum, say unim nyansa na unjimiya. Se sebio se ubu Ghana fwa omosha wa parliament chamber ni ewo TV swa. Why don't you also give the same respect that they gave you to do what? For them to also tell their story, to also share their view on the same issues you want resolved. Because say oka no be anka, then there is no dialogue. The reason why there's part A and part B, and they say we need to have what we call dialogue. I was so we share adwene. Now we are sharing adwene. Now back to a conclusion. Now if you're making a decision. Into journalists and say, they say I'm going opportunity. No, this is a democracy. Parliament is not more. I didn't know my NDC for no chance. Momo soon read the dear and count my adwene. Now yen to me who may be a bit ND because until say NDC for no ultimate match of adwene was some way a match of adwene. We are not going to get to anything. Because we need to get to a conclusion. There should be dialogue. Nipa bako ene no hundin komo. Kojo upon komo bien and say procedure is being used to perpetrate injustice. What you say? Or say a procedure, bibi a friend procedure. Senya ye di emraso ana senya ye fa a kwan bi so ede enyomabi e wo Ghana ye nyina ajatum no. Or say nipa bi e fa sa kwan so edi debia edien edi oyene ene edien nipa bi fa hodie ntiatia so aba. The question here is the same Kojo Ponkroma and his group of monkeys, they used the same procedure to tell the world in parliament how they felt about the decision of the speaker. Procedure. This same NPP piglets relied on procedure. Because without procedure, Anka Anodompre wouldn't get the opportunity. Like the majority leader, Hassan Ayaraga, would not allow Anodompre, such a clown, a silly boy, to spend about 30 minutes spewing trash and listening. It was because the NDC or parliament understood or understands, say, procedure is very vital when it comes to dialogue. It's the same procedure upon Kroma is telling you that people are using the procedure to perpetrate injustice. No, they capitalized on the same procedure to be able to make their point heard. They capitalized on this same procedure because I don't think, say, without procedure, I'm not on that silly boy and could be an opportunity to stand on his feet for about 30, 40 an hour to tell us the trash he told us today. But because the NPP or because the NDC and Parliament and Speaker himself, they respect that procedure and not don't pray, let these piglets and monkeys to speak their mind in Parliament. I hope you understand what I mean. Sebio, you are claiming that procedure is not being used, but the same procedure was what you stood on today. That was your springboard to make your case that you do not understand why we should go back to Pandai to do what? To go and vote or go have a rerun. So it tells you clearly, say, this group of NPP piglets, this group of boys and girls in the NPP who are not intelligent enough to understand, say, the Omo Magana for a more say they don't even deserve to have 87 MPs in Parliament. Now, they wanted to rely on the same procedure to instruct or plead with the speaker to adjourn Parliament. Why were they using procedure to make sure speaker adjourns Parliament, to stop Parliament today from working? I thought they had all the powers. I thought they could have all risen, or they could have all gotten off their seat and said, say, we are going home. But they wanted the speaker to go through the procedure. They wanted the procedure to work. And at a point, after they exhibited the highest form of monkeyism, they still told the speaker that, Mr. Speaker, we want to stand on this. And with all due respect, instruct you to adjourn Parliament. That is procedure. But the same fools will turn around and meet the media and say, oh, procedure is being used to perpetrate the injustice. How? How can you make one statement here and the thing you are against, it is the same thing you want to favor you? You are using the same procedure to make your case. You are using the same procedure to speak your mind, to put across your grievance. But the same procedure you are telling us that if somebody has to use it, now that procedure is evil. This shows how foolish these people are. Na time on page of Musaka as speaker air journey case na procedure ben or mofaso. Sir Tailor MP, the only time that fool stands in Parliament to speak is when he's calling for a head count. When the speaker say omo kan we na obusa say left and right yen twaso na say me yen twaso NDC focus say yen twaso omo ka say me yen twaso no. That piglet, the Tailor MP, rose up and said he wanted a head count and a procedure. Why is that procedure not being used to perpetrate injustice in Parliament? Is it on the same procedure? Now, mo pesa mujina so Emma Speaker of Parliament etiemo. Now, moya debia I just moya nine. I some Jimmy. And you see, I keep telling Ghana for say party way 2028 ne gu. Jimmy, you can't think beyond my party. And it helps me say majority of the young people in the NPP no more Jimmy champion for no. Samia Uku, Kojo Ponkroma, Asenso Boache, Samuel Jinapo, do only Jimmy champion for, because it's so bad to say the young ones who are supposed to be smarter, intelligent to know, say no, we know our future is very important to us. We need to be smart, we need to be intelligent, in Kwarane Jimmy champion for no. And it bothers me because then it shows say the party has no future. Now, yesterday they had a meeting with the minority leader Afenyo Markin. Now ask yourself, Argentina such an important thing to them. You did not see Afenyo Markin in Parliament. He set them up. Onim say majority of MPP for Piglet we Omwe Jimmy. He's doing business with them. Do you know why he didn't show up? Afenyo Markin did not show up because Onim say this thing they had planned Andra to do today, it was going to destroy some of them, their political career for good. Why do you think, say, halfway they are fooling? They went back and came with nose mask. They had realized that Afenyo Markin, Jimmy Omo, there are so many of them who want to be minority leader. Now, Afenyo Markin knew, say, the moment he pushed them, he throws them to the dogs. And on record, you, these piglets, you were standing and chanting. Afenyo Markin's face wasn't there. He wasn't part of it. Now, who is going to take the fall? because there are no records of Afenyomakin leading this group of piglets to misbehave in the history of the Republic of Ghana, to see members of parliament foolishly exhibiting monkeyism attitude. So what he did yesterday was that he knew, say, the action they were taking, the rerun will go on. They are not willing to leave Baumia's campaign to go and follow that cow. So what he was going to do was, he wanted to protect his leadership, because Senka Afenyomakin leading Kofo now, he would have been forced to swallow the shit. Now, because he's not ready to put his political career on the line for these piglets, what he did was that he did not come to parliament. Now, what did he do? He told them he was going to come. He told them, when you go do this. Now, when they got there and started fooling, they realized they have been fucked up. At a point, they all went back and started using nose masks, thinking, they can hide from their constituents. The second part of parliament, no nose mask, because now they've realized their constituents will be asking, now kwasia we onyo ne yakoko ntokoma ne se onko pension mra. Kwasia we enyo ne yakon tokwa eto abama ne se onko pempuntu mra. Odwan we enyo no na oma yedwa ye ho ahomachi ekobo flag no. Adenti na ndo gina parliament ejimi a parliament nkoso ose onye. Enu nti dom kofa nose mask no. Inti Afenyomakin no o redi omu nyina hu so omu ejimi. O redi omu nyina hu se nyansa efe ne nyansa omu nibi. So he set them up. As a whole minority, he decided not to show his face. Because let me tell you for a fact, right now, after today, this video will destroy lots and lots of these fools, their political career. This video, whatever happened in parliament today, that is the end of majority of them, their political career. But you will never find Afenyomakin's face. In the future, anybody that contests Afenyomakin in the NDs, in the NPP, or even wanting to be a flag bearer, he can use this video against you. But you cannot use any video against him, because he has never stood in parliament and obstructed government business. He has decided to set you the fools up. Into Muma Jimmy, NPP Mwa Jimmy, the younger ones are more foolish. Into halfway no, and I'm realizing that Abi, you didn't kwasi asem. A friend of Moka say, Yankoto nose mask ni enshe, send your beya your constituency no enwi enim. Na me betrawa dibi. Before I enter into the 30 MPs or more parliamentar, sir, metrao about the parliamentar in 2028, our constituents, they have to change their hand. I was a sanko for no, yes, stop you, and I'll do everything possible to make sure, say, Sani Pata way they never enter parliament again. Remember, our constituents not here say, these are not people that you can rely on. Let me tell you, the CEO parliament in the the person who led them, Medin Kachro way, and Sana Makuminim. Come out. Nipana Odi Omonim and the Momu Jimmy or parliament, voter, original parliament, the different voter between on any NDC a 207 vote. I don't pray. So I don't pray realistically. He's not even supposed to be in parliament. It would now, Kwasia where Onim say 2028, he is going to lose the seat. He's dragging you along. Another pray. Parliament no jina Jimmy no ho. Ekekan Kwasia brofo. Obu buditimu no. Vote or the parliament 207 vote on the NDC upon beatings in the pomu bomu tuo. Calling for about recount about 10 times or only 207 votes and the BT NDC the original parliament in there. Now what shows or what tells you say this guy who didn't achieve a parliament, you are coming back to parliament. He is not coming back to parliament. Majority of you people don't know the constituency nation in a crowbar soon because another pray has to go back to parliament. 207 votes andokrano okuhunipa omu bohunipa tuo omu ye recounting be 20 times. So time no more NPP no power. Vote original parliament on the NDC no contest 207. Now we are member of parliament ya sumau. Yes ko parliament. Ko semra. Ko di wuni. Ko mat nipa na omodo ba no asem hia no odo kwase di otoku wechi. This silly fool who does not have respect for the rule of law. Member 29 so, but I wanted to give you an idea. It will be to say Patricia J. Mami Pegina obetuma wa Afenyomakin. wobetuma wo anodom pre maame panyini a woto afu dwene na wama small boy we a in parliament no gyina no nipa the difference the manager parliament no 200 votes na wo maame Patricia J abrewa poso obobon to mahye wanufu ase na wote nkwara we anim na wo jimi wo ho maame panyini na ade atia na wo to dwene aba begina wo se yambu yama we nidie na wo parliament na wote na wote ase Patricia PJ parliament na wote no maame abrewa te sewa wanufu ago a sebio ubebi ago a oje na ewu a awose wadwene befie no no man nkwara we jimifo we akwa we gina parliament only 207 votes sankanya NDC NPP no power anka otwe we nkoni parliament na wo maame panyini abrewa poso wanufu anu nyina adwojo na ugina parliament ma enkwara we samia hukumu ometumi no obetumi awo omo ometumi afa wase aba kojo ponkro obetumi afa wase epie John Jinapo Samuel Abu Jinapo obetumi afa wase epie sankofo obetumi afi omo na omo gina wachi na maame panyini untumi ndane ho ngasa monka manu ntum na wama nkwara we gina wachi na ujimi wo ho maame panyini na yakoya na se ye baaye enkwara obetumi afi omo obetumi apon omo enkwara wo obo wa na wonyima obetumi apon omo na enkwara we gu wachi na maame abrewa poso te sawo unnim nyansa beka se da bi enya sa na ekekere man. So were you expecting said you see your parliament no anka no na bema mwenya de mo pa na it doesn't work like that. Enkwara mu di wachi na obetuma afio mo ato obetuma pon wo mo sa wonyim na opoli na opon obetuma pon kwara we mo mafiri mu pia atototo ho na maame panyini te sawo ade anim guase no asantini ba na yeka obuo na mo pe obuo na firi but I'll come to the matter. Abrewa poso tan unsue nyansa matena say a young man metuwfo politics inti wadane political jantra mankwara we so ha na watwe we tare woto na mame panyin toto te sawo wanu fu asim fifire na nkwara we tare wo ho adan a ye ntia ase unimu mra. You have been in parliament, ura parliament. Na nkwara we o mame mbo jantra se be wo mo na mame abrewa poso te sawo wanu fu asim fifire gina ye ntia ase o gidien edien na woje dadie sho body sim na wugina ho wugina no aye say edien na woje. Now let's go into the issues. Team, stay with me. In some parliament in ebini make a chere mo say so unya abotre na wutia now we analyze the course of parliament and you will see say the NPP as a political party in 2028 no na egu penyini nim. Today you saw the NDC chairman about parliament. The NPP piglet, they don't have a chairman. The party lacks focus and leadership. Why the NPP nim? And yet then and the NPP are not done praying the NPP nim a silly boy or wukura wanje. He came to parliament with only 207 votes. Jesus Christ. He came to parliament with 207 votes. I'm not on prayer. Only 207 votes. And as we speak, I'm not done prayer and a lead NPP for parliament. Nyansa bena kwa we wo. In China Mojin say, or some big shot to be NPP. On your big shot to we lose seats. He's done. The last parliament in Owano, I can swear. I'm not done prayer last parliament in Owano. Onya soldier for mo botu mano. Onya police for mo botu mano. I'm not done prayer is done. And such a silly boy, a silly raccoon, a silly monkeyism attitude akwara to say na mo penifo didinechi na ojimi I say onim procedure. The same procedure. Now mo pese mo gina so ready agenda parliament no. We use the same procedure edeka mo nsema obi use the same procedure mo say the person is doing what? Turning it into injustice. Mo gimi. Into parliament ya mo ko no for so be na wo so. 2028 this idiot is done. Shall they see your parliament and this is how they started plotting their foolishness. So this is how Patricia Appiah-Jay, this is the leadership of NPP now. Tailor MP or your ex-convict to Australia. There are documents to prove Australia could real be no money them. Tailor MP no, and the Cromford near post to na abegine nim so or no the minority where post a day. And the time na omo constituents etifie ka say ye MP de won gran or ye adwuma magana no ade no mo ye say ye be say parliament inti Appiah-Jay oni pono oni omo maka ne say ene anodom pre moma yen say parliament ma me abrewa poso ma me abrewa anopa wo soro wo ye ajay ansa na wo soro mpaso woni wo ye mumba wo betuma afi omo Sabosh na nka wo ya kan kwara nka betuma yi omu nyina firi wase ene omo to ese yengu Ghana parliament ni mase yembu oman na nimtia maame abrewa wa hye yomo wa kan yomo e de we ga to so onufo asim fifire wo yemu ma yem plot na yen say parliament no at a point omo ko dum parliament light no eye Patricia Appiah-Jay na my instructions mo ko dum no maame abrewa poso. Now, omo ya sade we nyina awie no and afi omo start say yem pene impenifu na Patricia Appiah-Jay tie nim only the silly boy the anodom pre 270. This is how they started destroying parliament proceedings.
Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the chairman of the Committee of Lands and Natural Resources. And in doing so, Mr. Chairman, I want to call on this House to adopt this motion and pass the amount of money stated in this motion for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and its agencies. Thank you. Motion moved and seconded. is for the consideration of the House. Mr. Speaker, I think you can put the question. Honorable members, there be no consideration. I'll put the question. Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted. Yes, are the views of the majority. Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 18, which is the Ministry of Labor, Jobs and Employment. Mr. Speaker, so we'll take item number 18. Item 18. Motion. Chairman of the committee.
Okay. Yeah, I have it here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. And he's moving. You move it. You move it.
Mr. Speaker, I move that.
To second that motion and doing so, present your committee's budget report. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Hamza department,
both the minority and the majority MPs pushing and pulling each other. There's a scaffold that is breaking on the floor now of Parliament as we speak. Both the majority and the minority MPs now pushing and pulling each other on the center of Parliament, and it's unclear how the marshals will resolve this, but you see the marshals there now standing watching what is happening. And for those who just watching, the minority MPs proceeded from their seats. They moved from their seats to the center of the floor in an attempt to distract the happenings. You see the majority MPs shouting push as they push the minority MPs to go back to their seats now. It's a scaffold that has broken between the two sides of the House. The members of Parliament from both sides pushing and pulling each other as the minority move from their seats in an attempt to distract the proceedings of the House. The majority rose to their feet. They will not take anything of a sort from the minority. They have moved to make sure that the minority occupies their seat, go back to their seat, and allow the business of the House to proceed, allow the Parliament to proceed with their business before what we are seeing now.
And I see so many people saying, oh, Speaker of Parliament was soft. He wasn't soft. Speaker of Parliament was obeying the law, the rules of the House. I mean, can be sure. And these NPP for the agenda be by say they wanted to force the Speaker to call in either the police, the military, or maybe to call in the marshals and more send a bear mubetumi aiden any of my kontokwa. Na the crime they were causing or committing no na nesunyina akata. So you see, this is what happened. At a point, speaker had the question by say MPP for a follow procedure no catch speaker as a speaker. Ya person wa journey a year and the proceedings no. And a speaker say I had ye wambra ye faso. Inti me babe to question. Se munyina mujitum say ya journey a me amiti hey I go by the law, by the rule. Speaker to question no. And a majority nika say yeah. Mama yen den, mama ya journey. And a speaker say upon voice a munyina mutie no left and right ni nyina no. Majority for say yen twaso. And sani ya no fi ha. See nya majority no say yeah journey and yeah journey. The speaker say he's going by the law into yen twa proceedings so. And a speaker ka kire ejuma e wo say yen nde a business of the day no and start. Now, before these people came to parliament, a NPP for no afenyo can catch them say their focus should be that they should not allow speaker to do his work. Secondly, they should force the speaker to bring in the military, like what happened before, or they should force the marshals to fight them. In the West Stadia, almost 30 years they know the NDC were still working. The speaker was still making sure proceedings were ongoing because they are being paid. Minu mi any taxes na dia mo so munye adwuma enti speaker there or say ye nyina agya tum say yentina ha no we need to work. I am not going to send anybody out because any or no ne powers mu so be pam obi free parliament no ye di mra so na ye nyina wa ha enti say won ye ready say obetia speaker was ready to listen to whoever wants to work. So speaker was like business should go on. Now the NDC started working, speaker was listening, but these people deliberately decided and say led by Anodompre they wanted to attack the NDC. When NPP MPs know, we did there for about 30 minutes. Now she in see. Then they started going forward because they wanted a scaffold. No more pentokwa. No more pentokobia. At the end of the day, Parliament in Tokobe see. You be proud obi. You not see be cool obi. Now Abeka say, hey, NDC ba power no. Parliament in Tokobe see. I'm a Speaker of Parliament. And the soldier for ba. But speaker so onjimi the marshals or more parliament, technically parliament police for no, they have the power to make sure say there's order in the chamber. Until they also did their job. Every time we are MPP for no, I imagine say they want to go after speaker or they want to go after the NDC, you know, they come in the middle and stop them. If the agenda wasn't to come and work, the agenda was to come and attack NDC for. The agenda was to cause a lot of chaos. Senya beya in Tokobe sima obi moje tu obi na afi omo beka che Ghana for say ya nka nkyere mo ya na minority ya ba parliament no omo buye omo prepare yankofo. But you could see how the NDC respects democracy of this nation, how the Speaker of Parliament also respects your democracy. They sat in parliament and they were working for you and I. Wona na uti dwom na o ka se ebe na nyome mo emre ebe na abana ayemra ebe na abana eye adwuma no na aban ne ye adwuma so na MPP for pa aban mu enkofo mu ye adwuma te so mo eku mo. They wanted to murder the NDC for. They wanted to attack the Speaker of Parliament. That was the intention of the parliament and there. Into Sha, when you watch the subsequent videos,
I rise to second the motion and doing so present your committee's budget report. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Hamza department to capture entire report has having been read. Mr. Speaker, as I state my conclusion, in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the committee therefore entreat the Ministry of Finance to uncap the entirely generated funds of the MPRA in order that the authority could open regional offices to enhance national coverage, strengthen compliance enforcement across the country, to effectively resolve all pension-related complaints across the country. Mr. Speaker, the National Labour Commission is pivotal in settlement of labor disputes in Ghana, giving it statutory mandate of ensuring compliance with labor laws and
to see why you didn't make a mistake voting against the NPP. I won't say NPP now to tea and one mistake. Now you understand why God intervened to get rid of these piglets out of power. Imagine these people were given power from 2024. Imagine. And 90% of them are this is what Baumia is grooming. These are the MPs. So imagine. So today you should be proud of yourself as a Ghanaian for voting against this group of piglets. And we need to do more by making sure 2028, so more. Because you see, we cannot allow such people to call themselves honorable. And there you say, we are feeding these piglets every 24 hours. Call parliament in the Oman Yejumabako, and so every single one of them today was paid more than a teacher. And then that teacher need in a classroom for 8 hours. And Kwasiafo MPP for we parliament the whole day. Sika ya dia mo mundeno. And so teacher need be a salary wa Ghana ne. And then na police be protected. Edien eye aban mu nipa. Or the kra ato ho. Police ni bi o. We jane yire ne ma ofie ne ma enidi ye ne ba yare. Na wabedi police agent wiem air directed traffic. Sa police no ogina ewiem for almost 12 hours no. Sa Kwasiafo we call parliament the whole day oma nyadwuma, but yetu omo ka enne eche sa police no. I'm drawing your attention to something very important. And the next ni bia sebio ne ba yare de fie anka so da fie na ohwe ne ba no. Sa ne ba no e da fie ma wo de agya obi se o se me kwa adwuma nya se ye be pam me. Sa next ni gina ne na so 2 minutes bia no afrefie me ba no ekoti sen yese ne ho ye na o se owura theater o se okoboa obi apemfo bi na asini no sebio eka da no so the whole day san Kwasiafo we den Kwasiadom go in parliament ye tuo maka a chance sa na asini no me who say young boys and girls been in Ghana say they have not been employed. They are young Ghanaians are unemployed nurses. And then Sankofo we they were supposed to sit and discuss a kwanya yebefa so a create opportunity ama sa nurse for me demonstration no. But what were they doing? They were in parliament and they were fooling. There was soja ni bia me no ka say baby o gina sisi anye onyanko be kofi akohwe ne maame. Okosra kwan so yamfa ma no. Ne maame de kurasi ewu. Oni sika o be send ne maame. O gina ne na so the whole day soja ni. Ejuma ni se de soja di ye de ne ye. E sika e de ma soja ni nde no. Sa Kwasiafo MPP for we etna parliament the whole day ejimi wo mo to nwom ye tu omo ka echen soja ni no. So why should anybody, why should soja ni no, police ni no, nurse ni no, and the doctors no sebio omo chire omo no, why should a civil servant sorry no passe me kwa to abama NPP ni manatna parliament? These are all products of Baumia. And these are the people omunyina out and every constituency Sankofo we say mama Baumia be president. Look at them. Where Baumia product? These are the people who want Baumia to be president. So imagine that you give power to these people in 2028. And this video we will never forget. You better watch them debia me catch them say the leader of a group, the body language, the gestures, the betchere omomudini chino, the also moye. And this is an uncle because they go for the day on the onim de ko me say en kwasiade ye wunu 2020 2024 from 2017 2024 no etu omo boy no they know the posture of the president. Na MPP for him Ekufuado body language. They knew how he will react. They knew say Ekufuado will enjoy it. He wouldn't speak about it. And some of the things they did, they knew. And anytime I say the actions of a leader, the way he talks, the way he reacts to issues, it can change the people behind him. And in the NDC, you cannot speak anyhow because the leadership of the NDC, they will sack you. Because anything John Mahama Abayimuno, you cannot do anything. Say, oh yeah, why you will be sacked and you might be sanctioned and jailed. Inti leader is very important. The person who leads a nation, who leads a group of people. They are taking inspiration from Bawumia, and I can tell you for sure that Bawumia knew about this plot before they came to parliament today. Now, make sure they couldn't hear me. We are 30 seats, and Yankupon being so good, those 30 seats, or said 2028, these people are not supposed to enter parliament. Omunyano mohande. Make sure about we need to parliament. Difference, omudi to parliament, omudi this and question same way. Now my catch up constituency say, mo to aba, mo to nyansa aba, mo fa nipa onim nyansa, owo wo adwene pa de hia no. Enya kwase bi okogina parliament because of the obenya ntrawo, because of Bawumia odi na chintrawo. Also to aba, uyi nipa no or another opportunity in 2028 to correct the wrong you made in 2024. Yeah. Upon the owu ye ni nyina no. Yet say NDC for a year Juma. Speaker of Parliament etina konyum. Omo person mo attack speaker. Omo person mo attack majority no. Still they were resolute no. After everything no, they went outside. Hiasemo be kachire Ghana for. Omo pia bontene no. Ye dem kan.
Of the day, I can see James Aveji is on the ground interacting with someone. Let's go live.
Even the maze was not placed when they were passing the motions. It was illegal. Even the speaker had to be guarded. Even the majority have to be guarded. That the chamber was divided. That the marshal office and security have to be there for it to pass. This is a disgrace to our democracy. It is something that has never happened in the parliamentary democracy, and it is something that is very shameful to the majority side. That you need to pass your motions. You need to pass your budget. That we have security personnel who are in the chamber guiding and safeguarding the speaker before such things have been passed.
I understand that you, as far as the minority is concerned, no business has been conducted on the...
No, as far as the majority and minority we are concerned, there is no single business that has happened today, because the parliamentary proceeding, you have been covering parliamentary proceedings. Have you ever seen that they have taken the mace from its original position while parliamentary business is on? The mace is the symbol of authority to parliament. So when it is out of where it is, that means that there's no authority of parliament. And anything that has happened is illegal. It has never happened. From 1992, they have never passed a motion in parliament where they have taken the mace from its original position. It has never happened that the marshal to parliament, it is guiding the mace whilst motions are being passed. This is an illegality. This is a disgrace to our parliamentary process.
Very finally, if you get the Hansards of proceedings today and you see business being conducted, what will your side of the house do?
We will advise ourselves, because we know that it is very illegal. It has never happened. It's shameful for our democracy. And even you media men, have you ever one day see that the mace is taken from its original position whilst parliamentary proceedings? What's the essence of the mace? The mace is the symbol of authority to parliament. When the mace is standing still, it means that we are doing our businesses. It's only at consideration stage that it is tilted to relax the rules. At this stage, the rules was not relaxed. The mace was taken, and it is illegal, and we advise our...
Continue tomorrow. Will this process continue?
Definitely. Our protest was very simple. Our protest was to the effect that the letter the clerk wrote to the Electoral Commission was illegal. The speaker had made a ruling to say that, and Hansard have captured it on the 27th of November, that if they file a process in court, it means that the member is still a member of parliament. When the statement was made, per our rules understanding order 93.1, and when statements are made, there's no response to the statement. You comment on statement, and standing order 93 say that you may comment, but you are not to respond to the statement. So what we are saying, we have stated it.
Akwawe okowi ade Australia tonlon MP we or your cromfo Australia we Jimmy too. We Jimmy bruta. Me say MPP no no enter for no mo Jimmy bruta. MPP enter for no mo MPP no. They have this mentality say I will see a prove you which say I can for no. We oko Australia or your cromfo Australia. Ekufu at the time yam pamoni we or your cromfo Australia. Odu Australia be china tum. Tolong MP we Jimmy too. Yakasa obi Jimmy bruta. And they say what sakwara bentu aketwane bentu akese we Jimmy bentu akese we Jimmy too. De bia enta forum wo MPP mu no ene de omugi tumi ye de omuyan kwase adwuma hwena no nsuo Jimmy onso pia bontene no enkwase ade oye ho nyina camera capture no o se enyo mo no ye So Jimmy omo exhibit ya aberwa poso Patricia Pieja the 12 dwene ene silly boy to say anodon pre ene kojo ponkron a wahwe ponoma ne bema no abu akohwe fom enkwasiade omo ye ya camera capture omo no omo pie no omo beka ye omo so omo nya hwe omo say nothing happened. And that is how they see their constituents. Omo constituency for this omo Jimmy. They don't respect Ghanaians. And anytime I catch you say omo number na wo no I say about 30 year 2028 yetumi gifri omo nsem. I will see yetumi limit omo to the point whereby we can have that free mind to govern this nation, build this nation. And I like something about the majority leader. Minyabutrepa na me share the body language and na me say me share how he is going to stand to this, because this was his first test. And we have always said Ayariga has been a gentleman. He's always collected, always calm, always waiting at the right time to attack. We always were like, that is not how it's supposed to be, because he had say NPP for the Jimmy. But today he exhibited the highest form of intelligence, maturity, because the reason why he came to parliament is to make sure that Ejuma eda eponosono yeah, that was his job. So obi be the two say Patricia PJ obe run skirt manaka the G-string man ne two edwene esho obi a emfa no ho. His focus was to make sure business of the day we go through it. And that was the main reason why the NDC majority were in parliament. Business of the day. We are paying them with our taxes, and they have to make sure say and I really respect the way he composed himself. Or show a gap between the majority and piglets. He ignored them. And I really like the way he made them understand to say, Ghana, they can do the job.
That we should not be transparent about our arguments, that this side of the house should not be heard on this matter. And I have said it's not possible. No matter how much you chant, no matter how much noise you make. In fact, even if you come and stand on my seat here, I will still state my position so that the speaker can give his ruling. So, Mr. Speaker, the issue before you is not to challenge your ruling. It is not to challenge your ruling, because your ruling was not even about what happens when one files an appeal. Your ruling was whether or not within the 7 days you could be called upon to remove the member of parliament from the chamber. If you recall, that was the main issue.
This is leadership. This leadership. 89 Komo expect to say Ayariga will be like, let's go out, let's leave them. No. And from today, we need to understand to say, you young leadership in parliament. NPP, how many leadership? Avenoma can away. Or seti omunina up, including a Pieja Brewano, onimso mwe Jimmy. In the archives from today, you will not see Afenyomakin being part of this monkeyism. Onim said there are about 6 people in front there, almost in the position. And this was the perfect opportunity for him to set them up. And he knew the outcome. Afenyomakin from day one knew say that rerun was going to happen. He cannot change anything in parliament. He cannot do anything. But what he wanted to achieve, he said, he saw this opportunity as the right opportunity to set all of them up. Another pray Jimmy. Naturally, he's foolish. Until what he did was, this is what we have to do. Don't allow. Go. I will come. I will make sure. I'm not doing well. You people should finish it. It's at a point. Nose mask. Now, nose mask. No. They were wearing the nose mask to tell constituents say, vote na mode ma no. Yenumu say, mode amaya ba ye Jimmy. That is why they were hiding from their constituents. Now, before I open the phone lines, make sure I did. There were 30 MPs and there na monkeyism. Adi binino egu omonuma no Jimmy. And I want to prove something to the NPP. In 2028, my constituents no will see say you people don't deserve. And nipa 30, they are not supposed to go back to parliament. Now, I mention what they. Aba omudijina parliamentar omudi Jimmy. And you see, all these 30 MPs, all of them, they should lose their seat in 2028. May ya idea way because me person mo constituency say inti nipa dodo ketewa we ya unya ya di wura parliament also oya ade a emfaso wo so na ebeboa ma yasa ato ama no yeto obaka kra we ya unya difference ketewa we no ade a wo parliament no me person mo constituency ehu aba o mo de koye and why they don't deserve their vote in 2028. Here yan starting free anodompre edi eye sankofo we nim no voter anodompre etumi de ba parliament no eye 207 votes. So ye Ghana ni na wadwini adwuma na owo anodompre insanwem adwegiria anodompre na the party no power anodompre na omo majority in parliament anodompre na NPP ekufuado police soldiers e back no anodompre after 2024 elections or the 207 votes per the win year. Actually, wait, Jimmy, anodompre is not coming back to parliament again. And he knows. And he's doing everything possible to make sure so anodompre's decision today, Nyanse Nimo. Ono otise krama ya wabodam. He knows he's not entering this parliament. 207 votes, 2024 vote or the parliament. The difference between Ono and the opponent or your NDC, you know. Now, we are in Sawa Dwejre. Now, constituency on acquire NDC ye. Jumadia NDC ye. Now in 2028, went to Mafa to me ama NDC, you know, to go and also tap into the blessings of John Mahama's government. Now, what you want now Adwejre to hoya ding. A very silly, foolish boy. Now, Sa papa we no ojina ho Jimmy bi. Or the 19 votes in the parliament. On na ye Obuasi East, almost a doctor. Na oyindro or Obuasi. Your friend no Patrick Boachi Yadom. Mo Obuasi East, me ankasa Obuasi East. Akwawe or the just 19 votes. Nana abana was no more majority in parliament. It then a chess question was also back to parliament. Nipa 19 a moment vote and I'm share no mo same for me. 19 votes. The original parliament here, no. So why didn't you give it to the NDC person to go and bring development home? 19 votes, 19. And then the difference between Onone NPP, NDC, Nina, or the parliament. On Casa Parliament da. On Casa Parliament da. Na yate boase, na yatam nipa 19. Matwa makwa we say, over 19 vote difference. Nobody in the NPP, nipa 30 onya a difference of over 10,000 votes. None of them. They were all in parliament today. None of the MPs one there. None of them got over 10,000 difference or about parliament. None of them. So the probability say all of them will go back home. They are not coming back to parliament, and it is high. And it's only in the Baumie. Obuasi is Monfan tour, Mon recording tour, time ne ba ebe unwejuma. We takrade. Akwana wa sa adre na o se takrade for adre ka akuru no. Kobi ochre da akon. Oni NDC no vote difference na 1,004. And on the parliament 1,004 vote difference or the rural parliament no. E dey no betum dia bro. Hwan kwase dey on parliament here. Make sure 30 of them. Obi any onya 10,000 difference. 1,400 vote takrade. Kwase ampe yiwe wa num wi te se opro. Every minute bia enye wi no no di ajantra fochi. Kwase we wa ye galamsey ma obi de galamsey sika 60 million adwane. Only 1,400 difference. Greater takrade. Why should you allow this fool? We teacher we to go back to parliament. Can kwase dey no parliament. Dey na chese o impunto beba. Na we obetu akojo mahama akosere mpudio. E dey na o de beba. You need to hand over the seat to Obia Obetumi Puntu aba. Just 1,400 difference. Me say 30 MPs America. Nobody won their seat with 10,000 votes. None of them. And so then some mokuya immokualization, sa indualization, sa abrichialization, sa improvisation and cocolization attitude and the more exhibit to a parliament. Yanko enim. Gawe sofu moko. ono na we Kennedy Japan ama Kennedy Japan e so akwa we nsa eko Asen South so mo ntoma no and then ose Kennedy Japan abodam opeba omia a difference of 1,500 votes no DJ parliament o when dem kwase ade na oye na okọ Bible mu a Elijah Elisha Moses mo na nka omete se kwase ase ya anka and then keda ombo Moses din and I have sworn say I will take this seat Asen South I will dash it to the NDC and the sakwase ampe you know gina parliament Sofu Moko. Obano Ogujantra for so on Kraya. Ojina parliament for over 10 hours. Or a difference of 1,500 votes. Missy Becho Nipa 30. Obiano onya 10,000 difference. And remember, no more power. No more power. Or more power. Or more majority. The security, the everything. Sanko Fowe. Kwasiampe difference odi winning about 1,400 votes. None of the 30 people will be 10,000 vote difference. Nobody, none of them. Sofumoko, chromophobia nenense. Now, Tolong MP or the 6,000 votes. MP for Tolong, way Oko Australia or Chromfo. Oko Rio Binyoma, and your channel document or is a thief, is a criminal. Ghana and Yan Kanokre, Jimmy, none of these fools was ever. None of these guys came to parliament with 10,000 difference in votes. None of them. Why should we be allowing these fools, sir, piglets way, and we are feeding these dogs every day? Tolong for this guy is not supposed to come back. I'm showing the constituents say mistake and we are going to correct that mistake in 2028. Oko Australia oyeri way oyeri paper ho. Oya Chromfo Okoria Obinyoma party men to join the NPP and the NPP so ntafo mu dodo na Jimmy because they want to prove themselves to say Sebio ye de pese ya akamfo and omu use omu se moa Okre MP Daniel Ado he won with only 4,000 votes. Okre ono so na de oginemu Jimmy no ho Okrefo akwawe time MPP was on and the odibibia bafie dabi enkwasiade okogina parliament yeni vote difference audit parliament 4,000 okre ehona oye MP ogina parliament ne hu fifre ne to fin ififra tetina motiom and a wajimi no for 10 hours wanye djuma we nurse na work kra you try to catch and wende we teacher di na work kra abana mo go to say nyans akwa we mfa nyans ambref you know otinkan na wo jimi they need to leave parliament mo constituents na mede kire omo no kwase afo mo yenu makoshe nose mask omunie these are the fools who were fooling today akwa we friend no on ye enkoko MP Joseph Frimpong the margin is 7,000 Nkoko is a big constituency. Nipa 7,000 say where the agency ni minyansa papa penyin toto na no wi se ba omia enta or the kwase agina parliament the constituency hiansuo omu hia de hwe Nkoko ene ko hwe galamse ekoso won Nkoko ye pe kwan bi so a stop yo mo na mo si ye adwuma or the kwase at parliament e kontokwa Nkoko for bre regional hospital, district hospital, enkwara mo ho hia adwuma or the kwasi atenkran hwade oye. None of these 30 people will be any 10,000 difference about parliament. None of them. These are the fools who are fooling no. NPP no mujim no munye. Oma go no smarts. Me pese me constituency be hu manim. Me kire omo any vote omo de parliament a. You waste vote. You waste votes. We have wasted a lot of votes. When we are Sankwas, New Jabe North, Nana Osei Ejay, 7,000 votes difference in order to parliament. New Jabing. And then no parliament, na o Jimmy. Okoshia girls are medium honorable Kwasia, honorable Jimmy 4, honorable Umumra, honorable national television, Wijinas Jimmy. They are not supposed to go back to parliament. Me de omo kire sa eye Dwabe North for munipa we ende na ogina ho ne 250 adan a ye nte ase Ye ma hospital na ye de ba na ye mfa ma. Aban sika opeso de ba say Idwabe North na ye mpene e ma government business enkoso. Kwasi ato we o. Na mako line mu amuko ball a flag mu amuko sorry ahomachi kwasi we de otin kran ye no. We Jimmy Bruta. Nice man, yeah. Jimmy. Akwawe, your friend, a J Mensa Scorsa. Akwawe, with Jimmy Chembibia, or the 3,000 vote penalty parliament, or your MP for Techiman South. I like the law. Omubotu, wait, women are not Omubotu, or the 3,000 vote people, and or the parliament. Ni huni pa omugu Techiman bre hospital papa ni ho or say the obey say on abrewa poso. And a better parliament Jimmy or the just 3,000 vote difference. On the NDC in only 3,000 though. And aqua wagina parliament. Me see Obian or 10,000 gabo and not even 8,000, 9,000. None of them. Me see 30 seats way. I will make sure I take every one of them from NPP. So 30 seats way in 2028. I will take each one of them. Me jini nyina de ama NDC for. Omo constituents omo njimi yo. They will change omonsa omoso pempuntio na nkwasi afo ya so omse mon konkran mon kodi aban adwuma na yemfa mpuntio mbrefia mode mokwasia te parliament ebo ose mode mokwasia eye ehijama mode mu jimi etete parliament say eba omi ankofo ye ma abanfa eduro nkofie abanfa nsuo nko abanfa mpuntio ma you are not going to parliament again. Akwawe, your friend Fred Che Asamwa or the 1,900 votes and or the parliament. And no, the kwasi etiem. Yes, kofam puntio bra or your offense north for MP. 1,900 vote difference. Me didn't for cramp and come kwasi do and come at me home. The constituents no and say, hey, when you end this in the difference, gab ni mo. Bibi jira di siti ni mao uku nipa mo bonkofo mo tata nipa wie mu eno ko no the 1,900 votes pe uko do parliament obe pre mpuntu abafie abe pre enjuma abafie obe pre akwan pa abafie no ode ne kwase di abrewa poso echi ena kojo ponkro gantrafo no ogu omu nchen na omu jimi omu ho TV so na abana yetoma wo no mpuntu na akasa akofa abana ewen offense north no jina parliament in there o Jimmy constituents am go to abama akwa we and the mohu mistake amaye akwa we Tibet akwa we North Carolina ono na mo friend say jikoma me obi akwa America o say $10,000 koma me yire me say no na yire de ombedi wo North Carolina ko no mu ni bi akwa we na oye adwuma o say CVS o say na o hye duro Oba Ghana na Ekufu Adomo omo ba ye no mbetam edien Tibet ma no akwa we minimum no North Carolina na not na oni kapre and be head wa tegu a MPP fu Jimmy na yete Ghana ehia mu abrochire o onye doctor papa bia oba also a doctor oboa and am go say Tibet kromfo obi and the North Carolina your friend jikoma me na yire North Carolina onye adwuma wato dan na oba di team kwasi aba and akwa we bokro no ofie on the net Tibet and akwa we me ye story bi mukai kromfo or the 1,900 votes he is not going back to parliament anko bia watena brochire kwasia wo de wanhu sibia mpuntuo tie or the Jimmy gina parliament e bossa mambo ye betinchim nkofo say the terms seat ne de ma no ade jira na bia mo fra abrochire ba Ghana so mo pe seat omo fra abrochire ba Ghana so be so mo MPs abrochire mo wono mo ni bibia o me say we North Carolina na yire and your friend Jim come me and the sika ne mabiem oba ne nyadwuma no tifie and akwa we obi ba no abobo cash 10,000 for me yire mame 10,000 and 2 days na yira sa to dan foforo ajo safo no ba omiamo ba bebia no mo da na yakwa we fie kenede Japan mu ni fie eni ti oba ya mo se omo ma na MP kwasia we oni hwe and be hesika we wia begu abrochiri akwa we hwenanim obi ka say oh fine boy Messi NPP, omusa omo Jimmy, omunya no mabodam. Enkora na Jimmy champion for no. I have for no south for house, I have for no west. I have for no south west. Omo MP ni. Your friend no Elvis Dapa. Difference or the parliament 680 votes. And so kwa brantie. The kwati jina so na ne kwasia odidi abrewechi. Ya ntiasie ya nya adwuma. I have for no southwest for se concrine. Abrantie concrine. Send your man for the punto bomb chrome no copri bibra or the kwasia di abrewechi. Ejina parliament samambo man the bema tari oba toma ya ntiasie kwasia 2028 we obeko fie constituency mo hwa no or the bibia be fie on fa kapre mai the oya no ngran no. None of these people 30 MPs obi the 10,000 votes difference to parliament. None of them. It means their seat can tilt any day. Where Jimmy obi say oh, where do you brand you? You pay here fresh blood here. Fresh blood the chain is. Fresh blood a tempito where Jimmy chen kokora no. The parliament here no. Oh, where they saw a young akora we Jimmy no a dangerous chain cobra. Akora we Jimmy or a dangerous chain cobra. Small boy wakotna parliament. Jimmy ya fine boy. Udi abruwechi e momu use so pro. E dey na dey call chrome. Udi vote difference of 680. At the parliament, Jimmy, 680 votes. Maybe I be a phone lines, no. Obia constituency, Ufra no maybe a ufrefi, or constituency a ufrefi, maybe a phone lines, man, 5 minutes. Kwasia 4. Akwawe, your friend Kojo upon Kroma, vote original parliament difference 5,000, and yet 15,000, and yet 20,000. Why ye galamse and the Kufuadoma expose in Aba. Akwa we di minister twice. Kojo upon Kroma da wujina parliament Jimmy. Ofuasia yirebi for say wo de na ju so to radio so. Near so you journalist. Near so nim nyansa we Jimmy Chen Tom Brown. We Jimmy Chen Tom Brown ashi. These are the guys sitting in parliament though. Kade na we in parliament in there. And so sorry say ye kratche for e dey na ye kratche e wo de na omo yenim. A dear partner, a cratch or the no munim. Cratch and any dear cast will be a cratch near. Nay, the day. Nice, Utitaga, we need your condom. Utitaga, Oshapono. Utitaga, Oyagala. No, cratch ni at the point in time. Also to be restraining home. Where Jimmy, Wemo, nobody is in parliament with 10,000 difference of vote. No, 5,000 and the Crampo Mujebu, Botuo, the soldier for the police for. He's going to leave parliament in 2028 because with him. Of course, I hear before no. Omo nyankwasi afo. Radio na oteso na ode da omo. Oh, kojo de so tinkan yo. Eh, ye huni TV so, ye huni radio so. Ye won kwafo mu nim nyansa wo for so ahire bi abobetu aye adwuma no. And John Mahama after 8 years ekufo adotena so, ye ntuma anya of course ahire bi for kwan. John Mahama ne NDC na ebeye. Imagine say sanka NDC MP ne teso ewo of course ahire bi a. Anka nya kwan keke ne ebeye fa o. Anka ebetumi aye ade foforo kese asa aka ho. Abana yeto no yento abampam puntio sa we de tison we de opepono we de opema we de wagimi no yemfa nto aba wo yeto aba epempuntio enti sa ndisi na ofo be bia momfa tu bi ni ma no na momfa sampuntio de mrafie momankofo we 8 years kwasia we not radio so anope bia onim Ghana nyansa nyina. Good evening and good morning to Joy News den discussions onim hute 8 years wafa kuraba ma oba osebombo gala kwasiato oba osegala we mu ne we mo gala oh we mu ne we mu ntonchene ontumi mfam puntu dwuma papa bi ama fama omo ne anto aso
mega de bia meka MPs die enke hosenko mo ye one pe eno ane honorable Patrick Buama because ade oye kosi me monhu se honorable Patrick Buama. Oh yes, I do. Even when you saw him cry now, he won't behave in this kind of manner. Ono kwana nke wose Ghana for eto abamano emani MPP MP because omo kanina no they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They behave very childish and very awkward. How can member of parliament just simple instruction you can't obey. Adeɛ paa ndura na ɔmo yɛ no parliament. Adeɛ na ɔmo ɛyɛ no parliament no. Ndura na ɛyɛ asefim. And I ask myself, see then and MPP MPs it may reduce more to this kind of level. And I was so disappointed when I was watching them to the extent that we na person bo crash na ento kwampo mo person mo kumbi ewo House of Records. House where Hamza records every single act that goes on there. So Hamza capture, that is all. Intino. Sankofo we and almost see Ghana and show Musa. Look at how they are behaving, look at the awkward way of their behavior. And it is sad. It is sad. So we who MPP watch TV so now yes idea we. Bisa who say abana or 2 man no. So uncle buana wunzu unyampuntu. What is the essence of the abana or 2 you know? And for so bien so beto aba ama MP ni bi wi achi ni MP no unyam fa so papa bi emfin so no no ankasa betena se adwin se de ono beye no ono na beboa no. And it is sad. It is really absolutely sad. Send MPP MPs no more yesa na munti bi dadi ade a ekọ so mo ma ban mu afenyo ma ken de asem ko anopa around 11 na feedback aba around this say a day no matna se aseti panel na asem no mo ayden omodi awie na asem no omodi awie eno kwa no ye tikrom obi ankasa na sa de we mote wonum na mo yididi abusafo chawadwo comment section na it is sad say MPP MPs omo yesa. All of you should bow down your heads in shame because you are a disgrace to your what? You are a constituents. Ghana for mutu aba mo go money mase. Papa mo mutiase ewo eye eningwase ebu. Mama bye.